They say every outlaw has a past, but John Marston's past isn't just dark, it's something the game never fully lets you see. Because behind the redemption arc, behind the quiet ranch life, there's a version of John that even he was trying to bury. And if you really pay attention in Red Dead Redemption 2, you start to notice something's off. John Marston didn't just become an outlaw by accident, he was shaped into one. As a kid, John grew up with nothing, no family, no safety, no future. By the time he was just a teenager, he was already stealing to survive. That's when Dutch found him. Not to save him, but to use him. Dutch saw something in John, not kindness, not loyalty, potential. The kind of potential that turns a lost boy into a weapon. And from that moment on, John wasn't just part of the gang. He was being molded into one of its most dangerous members. But here's where it gets darker. Unlike Arthur, who still held on to some sense of morality, John adapted faster. Too fast. There are hints scattered throughout the game, small lines, subtle reactions that suggest John did things even the gang didn't like talking about. Jobs that went too far, violence that wasn't necessary, moments where John didn't hesitate. Because for a long time, survival was the only rule he followed. And when you grow up like that, empathy becomes optional. Now think about this. Why did John leave the gang for a whole year? The game tells you he ran away, that he wasn't ready to be a father. But what if that's not the full truth? There's a theory, one that fits a little too well, that John didn't leave because he was scared. He left because he couldn't live with what he had become. Imagine it. A young John Marston, already feared, already violent, starting to realize he's turning into something worse than the world around him. Not just an outlaw, but someone who enjoys it. And that's the part that breaks him. So, he runs. Not from responsibility, but from himself. But the past doesn't stay buried. When John comes back to the gang, something has changed. He's quieter, more distant, almost like he's trying to hold something back. And if you compare him to Arthur, you'll notice it instantly. Arthur reflects. John suppresses. Arthur talks about guilt. John avoids it. It's like John knows that if he lets those memories surface, he won't be able to handle them. And then comes the turning point, the moment where everything starts collapsing, the betrayals, the chaos, the slow death of the gang. This is where John begins to change, but not in the way people think. His redemption isn't about becoming a good man. It's about becoming a less dangerous one, because deep down, that darkness never really leaves him. Even years later, when he's trying to live a normal life, you can still see flashes of it. The way he reacts, the way he fights, the way he switches from calm to lethal in seconds. That's not something you learn. That's something you carry. And here's the most unsettling part. John Marston never truly escapes his past. Not in the gang, not on the ranch, not even at the end. Because the world he helped create, the violence, the bloodshed, the chaos, it all comes back for him. And when it does, John doesn't run anymore. He accepts it, almost like he always knew this was how it would end, like this was the price he was meant to pay for everything he did and everything he tried to forget. So when people say John Marston is a redeemed man, maybe that's only half the story, because redemption doesn't erase who you were. And in John's case, who he was might be darker than we ever realized. Subscribe for more such stories.